People are gonna watch these videos and realize I'm so calm because I'm so over everything that I'm talking about. But this is basically the story time of when my grandma wanted me to help her recover from breaking her arm without telling me what was really going on in her house. So I get there, and she has like this nurse who comes to like bathe her. I did not know this. But backstory before that, I literally always helped my grandma with like beauty stuff. Like when we lived with her back in the day, I would paint her nails, I'd wash her hair, I'd dye her hair, and like I'd help her with that, like keep up the beauty. If you're getting older, you low-key you still want to look good. So yeah, I did that back in the day. Fast forward now, I think I was around like 26, and she called me. Well, she called my mom, and then my mom said, yeah, grandma wants you to come help her, and I was like, okay, cool. I think I packed a little bag. I think so, because I was gonna stay and help. But unfortunately, what really happened was I learned the truth about why she's like that. So I got dropped off there, and she has like this she's not a live-in anything. She doesn't live with her. She was just like this nurse who came to bathe her, and I was like, okay, so she's gonna do that type of stuff, and I guess I'm gonna like help around the house. I don't know. So the lady's there, and then the lady, she's like, how come I've never seen you before? And I'm like, how come I've never seen you before? Like, don't ask me no stupid shit. And I'm not even here to meet nobody new. I'm here to help my granny and cut. So then the lady's like, she said some weird shit. She turned around out of nowhere. She's like, I would sell you. And I'm looking at her and I'm like, yo, what the fuck? So I asked my grandma, and I'm like, yo, why would she say that to me? And she's like, that's the lady. She's like, oh, that's my nurse or whatever. I'm like, okay, that didn't really explain it. Like, when you say an insult and you don't really know what you're saying, like, that's what she was trying to say. And I was kind of confused by that, because I'm like, you're letting this lady with a mouth like that wash you? That's crazy. I would never let no bitch touch me. And she's miserable like that, because that came out of nowhere. I didn't know this lady from anywhere. So this is in a part of the city I'm not familiar with. So when my grandma told me, she needs stuff for the house, I'm like, okay, she's gonna give me the money and I'm gonna go and get the shit for her. So then the lady, the nurse, was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna come with you. And I'm like, okay. But I already had a bad feeling, because if you're saying that to me, obviously you're gonna do something even worse. And she did. So we get to the supermarket, but also I was supposed to buy washroom like mats, like the little top hat part for the toilet, and then the washroom mats, because when I walked into my grandma's washroom, she didn't have none of that. I was like, how are you living? Like, your foot is touching the cold washroom like floor when you wake up and when you're going to bed, and then when you wake up in the middle of the night. Nah. So I said, yeah, I'm gonna go get you that. So we went there. Me and the nurse went to the supermarket, and by the No Frills is like a place where you can buy the mats, but that place was closed. So I had the number in my phone. I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna leave them a message and let them know, like, I need this for my washroom. So then the lady's like, yeah, okay, let's go to No Frills. So we go to No Frills, and if you know No Frills, regular supermarket, what can I don't know what you guys have in the other areas you're at when you watch this, but it's not like a Costco. It's decent size, regular stuff. So yeah, we go in there. This lady's having big convo with everybody in the fucking supermarket. I'm looking at her. I'm like, do you know these people? She's like, yeah, like, we're from the same church. Like, of course we know each other and stuff like that. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm looking down the list of what my grandma told me she needs, and then I'm getting something for me, because if I'm going to be here, I'm going to be eating something that I like. So then we get to the cash register. I bring out the, what do you call it? The bag to put the stuff in, because I'm thinking she's going to bag this stuff for me. And then the nurse is like, oh yeah, we don't do that here. And I'm like, okay, cool. So then I'm paying for the stuff. Mind you, the nurse already picked up like a thing of bananas, like a bunch of bananas, and like one bunch is 69 cents, okay? And then the change from what I bought with my grandma's stuff was like 20 bucks. Why did this lady try to grab the $20 out of my hand to pay for 69-cent bananas when I had another $5 she could have used? And I'm like, yo, take the 5, you don't need the 20. She starts yelling in the fucking store. She's like, oh, hold on. Oh no, I don't have to answer that. She's like, um, give me the $20. Give me the $20. I'm like, yo, what the fuck's wrong with this lady? I'm like, nah, like, I'm not giving this girl shit. She's like, yo, give me the money. Give me the money. And in my head, I'm like, yo, my grandma really, really deals with this woman. Like, what kind of lady is this? So then I gave her the 20 bucks because she was making a fucking scene. And then the cashier was just looking at me. I'm looking at the fucking $20 and I'm like, yeah, watch. This is going to come back. Too much change, too much loose change. And you're going to be looking foolish. Gave her the 20 bucks. And then she's like, oh, yeah, you're so right. I didn't need the $20. I'm like, yeah. Shopping math, bro. Like, what? So then she was just like, she gave me the change. Hold on. Oh, no. This ain't nobody I know. You know when people are coming to your house and you're just trying to do what you gotta do? Anyways, so yeah. So then she was like, she gave me the change. And I let her go back upstairs by herself. I'm like, yeah, just get away from me. Like, I was cussing her stink. I'm like, yo, why would you take my grandma's money like that? Like, what are you doing? I told you didn't need the 20 bucks for 69 cents worth of produce. So she ended up going upstairs before me. And I was like contemplating if I should go home or not. Because earlier, I think I slept one day. And then the next day I ended up going home. And that was the day we did the grocery thing. So the day before that, I went to bed, and mind you, like on the floor was the mattress, and like my grandma, she has tenants, so whoever lived in that room already moved out, and then the mattress was just there, so I slept on it, right? Because she's already sleeping on the couch, and then her bro's sleeping in her big ass bedroom, so there's only room for me on this one bed in this little inn. So I was like, okay. So I laid there. And I'm like, yo, like, I don't even have, like, she gave me, like, a sheet. And then I had, like, a blanket. And I was just like, yo, I'm sleeping with all my clothes on because I don't know what's going on. Why did I wake up and I had a bite mark on my breast? If I could show you my boob. Bro, when I tell you I woke up and I seen one piece of bite mark on my lip, on my pretty breast, I said, yo, nah, like, I gotta go home. Yo, I was so cheesed. I was like, holy, like, can you really, who bit me? Like, I was like, what the fuck is this? So I sent a picture to my mom, and then my mom was like, nah. My mom's like, what the fuck is that? And I'm like, yo, I don't know, like, I just woke up and I had that on me. Yo, I was so shook. And my mom called me. She's like, yo, nah, you're coming home. Fuck that. What the fuck is that? She's like, yo, what is that, man? Nah, fuck that. Come home. And I'm like, yeah, but like, it's not gonna go away even if I leave right now. But still, I had to leave, you know? But before that, I wanted to do the little shopping thing for her because I know that lady would have stole all her money. So then we come back to me contemplating going home or not after I got bitten. Turns out, when I was leaving, like, I had to call my brother to come pick me up. And he's like, yo, why would you even come down here, bro? Now we're in traffic. And I'm like, yeah, okay, bro, just drive. Like, I was trying to do something nice for this old lady, but didn't even end up working out. But hold on, before I get to what bit me. So then her fucking brother comes and he's like, oh, I thought you were your mom. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, yeah, my mom wouldn't be here. And then I said it out loud. I'm like, yeah, my mom wouldn't be here. And then he's just like, oh, sorry if you hear people yelling. My bro's outside yelling. But she's just like, oh, he's just like, oh, you're such a beautiful girl. That's so nice that you're helping out your grandma, you know. And I'm like, yeah, but why are you in her room? You know, you could have... Okay, sorry, never mind. So he was just like, I was just like to him, I'm like, why is my grandma sleeping in her fucking living room and you're in her big bed? Like, when I say the bed was so big, if a queen bed could double itself and plop itself right beside itself, that's how big the bed was. Like, you know those big ass beds celebrities have? And like it's big for no reason and it's just one person sleeping in it. Yeah, it was big like that. And she had her own washroom in the room. So I'm like, yo, this all could have been avoided if she was in her room and you were on the couch. Or I don't know your living situation, but clearly I do know it, because she had to fall and broke up herself and you're still in her room living the bachelor life. And he was just looking at me like, oh, like, why? He was just giving me the dirtiest look. And then they started speaking their language, because they speak a different language. I don't know if it's Tree or if it's another tribe language. I didn't give a shit. Nobody taught me that. So in my head, I was just like, yo, what the fuck? Like, and I call my mom right when he's giving me the dirtiest look and he's staring at me. I call my mom. I'm like, yo, they're talking shit about me in the language and he's just staring at me. And my mom's like, yeah, come home, bro, come home. And I'm like, yeah, this was a trial and error thing, so I'm definitely never doing that again. And then when I walked away, like after I got off the phone with my mom and after I said what I said to him, he was like, oh, it's a sign of respect. It's a sign of respect that she lets me have her room. I was like, you're an idiot. Because one, why are you telling me this as I walk away? You should have talked that talk in the middle of the sentence when we were having the conversation. You saying it now is showing me that you're an actual dumbass and you had no response and no real reason to kick her out of her own room. And it's her own crib. Like, what are you doing? Why would you move an old lady out of her bed for you to sleep on it? And you work so crazy. You work the craziest hours. And honestly, I just wanted to share that story because that was crazy as fuck. But also, what fucking bit me was a bed bug. But I've never had no bed bug bite like that. You know what I'm saying? That thing was nibbling on me. That thing was all up on my chest. I was like, yo, what the fuck? I was so annoyed. But yeah, that's what happened. I ended up going home, and hopefully I never see that fucking nurse lady again, because I will give her 2 lumps in her head. But yeah, isn't that fucked? Like, I just thought that was crazy. I don't understand why my grandma thought it was a good idea to bring me, the truth teller, to go help her when, you know, I solve shit. Don't fucking call me if you don't want shit solved, bro. I don't give a fuck. Later.